These books that I'm going to recommend for you have done so much for me and have helped me to grow and to improve my life. So let's get into the list. First one is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Now, this book is a very small book. It's an interesting read, and it talks about our thoughts and how we are a product of everything that we have been thinking about. If you think that you're ugly, then you are ugly. If you think that you are not good enough, then you are not good enough. So the second book I would recommend is The Road Less Traveled. Oh my goodness. It's a book that helps you to question things. It's a book that helps you to go deep down and address core issues. There is a statement at the beginning of the book that says, life is difficult. And when you acknowledge that life is difficult, life no longer becomes difficult. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. This is a life manual. Being proactive, sharpening the sword. First things first. Oh, beautiful. It helps you to target you. It helps you to take responsibility and ownership. It helps you to look at the areas where you need help with and work on those areas. The 4th book is The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. I run away from issues. If you're like me in that aspect, this book is highly recommended because it helps you to embrace obstacles. Because whatever it is that is hindering you, at the other end of it is success. So why don't we just embrace obstacles and not see it as a deterrent to success? Sometimes obstacles come to test our strength, our resolve in a situation, and when we embrace and confront those obstacles, we grow, we become better for it. The 5th book is The Alchemist by Paul Coelho. I love the book. It's a parable about a boy who had a dream. It's about discovering treasures, and he followed his heart regardless of the upbringing and background he came from. He was a shepherd boy. He decided to go after his dreams, and along the way he learned so many lessons and he found his treasures. It's an interesting book. It just tells you to follow your heart because your heart will never mislead you. Now, the 6th book is the biography of Steve Jobs. I strongly recommend this book for people who are looking to start their own businesses and their ventures, because it helps you to understand that if people like Steve Jobs could tap into their imagination and do amazing things, then you can't. There is so much to learn from him in terms of how he engages his mind. The 7th book is Cant Hurt Me by David Goggins. My friends will say, oh Grace, you have been gogged, or they will call me Mrs. Goggins. David, if you're watching this video, know you have a super fan. That book helps you to also take responsibility of your life. It builds mental toughness in you such that no one and nothing can shake or move you. David shares the story of his life, of his upbringing, of his disadvantaged background, and how he was able to surmount the circumstances that were negative to make the best of his life. The 8th book is A Giant in You by Anthony Robbins. There is a giant in you that needs to be awakened. It is in that book that I really understand some of the things that hold us back. It is in this book that I realized that you need to tap into 7 things that you already have that can help you to take on the world and fulfill that dream and be that person that you want to be. Another book I would highly recommend is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I cried when I read this book. Now, this book touched my soul deep down. It made me to consider my situation and what I was going through in comparison to what he went through. And for me, I was like, I haven't even gone through life, and I'm complaining. He went through the hardest of times in the concentration camp back many years ago, where he was treated brutally, and at the end of it he survived it and wrote a story about it and made us understand that people can take everything from you, but what they can't take away from you is your power to choose. So the book also tells you that for whatever it is that you're going through, there is a meaning to that. So these are the books that I highly recommend for you all to read. If you have read any of the books that I have listed, feel free to put in the comments section what you have learned from the books. And I will see you soon. Peace and angels.